get the right foundation shade. Hey, siyazibona izinto. Somebody will be like maybe my skin tone and get like Mihlali N's skin shade foundation. Like, what are you doing? What's your plan, you know? Hi guys, and thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, and thank you so much for your undying support, and thank you for coming back to watch these videos. And if you're new, what are you waiting for? Click on the subscribe button. It won't cost you a thing. It's absolutely free, and join the Miss Ntabi Singh family, guys. It's lit here, you know. 2018, we are doing the things. Anyway, as the title suggests, today we will be chatting about how to pick the correct foundation. And I put up an Instagram poll earlier on today asking you guys what you guys would like to see me do, if you guys wanted to see me do a graduation look, or if you guys wanted me to talk a bit about how to choose the right foundation. And many of you chose the right foundation. So if I had 5 rand, you know, for every time someone asked me, like for every time someone DM'd me or WhatsApped me or inboxed me, what foundation do you use, or how do you choose your foundations, or which foundation would you suggest to me, I swear I would be rich. I'd be a millionaire right now. I wouldn't have half of the money troubles that I am having because you guys just ask that question so often. So I thought it would be best and it would be ideal to address these issues in video form, and so that I can get into a bit more detail, because I feel like every time somebody asks me, and I think sometimes people think I'm being snarks when I answer, because there's a lot that goes into choosing the correct foundation, and it's not something that I can really address over text. So for anyone else who's going to ask me how to choose foundation or which foundation I use, I will definitely send you the link to this video, because I will be addressing all those things. Okay, so first of all, when people ask, I also want to address something. When people ask me what foundation do you use, you guys need to understand that foundation is literally like just a base. There's a lot of other stuff that I do other than foundation, okay? So some people are just like, oh my gosh, you've got such full coverage. Baby girl, that goes, that comes from the 100 layers of concealer, the 100 layers of powder. Okay, I think like 3 or 4 layers of powder. So this coverage isn't just achieved using foundation. I don't know if you get me. So when people ask me what foundation I use, I'm usually like, I don't know how to answer your question, because I don't want you to think that you will be using pumps of foundation then you'll be able to achieve something like this. I want you to understand that 100 or more products went into achieving just this look. I'm lying, but like a lot of product went into it, and that's because yeah, I just do more than foundation. But anyway, let's get into chatting about foundations now. So when you're looking for, I'm gonna tell you guys how to choose foundations or whatever, then I'll share a bit with you and I'll show you my favorite foundation. I think I'm gonna do top 4 or top 5, I'll see. But yeah, I'll be sharing with you guys my favorite types of foundation. So I've written down a few things here just so that I don't forget anything important. Okay, so number 1, know your skin type. Guys, I cannot overemphasize knowing your skin type. You know, when a girl comes to me, or when I'm even doing a client, I ask what is your skin type, and many girls don't know. It's not just for makeup or looking for foundation, but also for the day-to-day like products that you use. I mean, a lotion will say for normal to dry skin or for oily skin or whatever. So it's very important to know your skin type so that you know which products to use for your skin, then which foundation to use for your skin. So for example, I have oily skin. I am a bar of oil, so I sweat very easily, and I don't even know if this is correct because I've diagnosed myself. I don't know if I've given myself the correct diagnosis, but yeah, I think I have oily skin. So because I have oily skin, I am more drawn to mattifying foundations, and I'm not saying I don't use oily foundations at all. I'm going to talk a bit about that like a bit later, but generally I'm prone to buying mattifying foundations because I have oily skin. And it's very important to know your skin type, because I could suggest a foundation for you that I'm really loving, but because we don't have the same skin type, you won't enjoy it as much as I do. Like, I know for a fact that there have been so many foundations that people have been raving about or whatever, then I'll go try that foundation and then it won't work for me simply because I don't have that same skin type as that person, and then I'll feel like this is a bad foundation. It's not even a bad foundation, it's just that it's not for your skin type. So that's also what I like doing now. What I like doing now is watching YouTubers that have the same skin type as me so that I can kind of follow their routine, you know. So I watch Jackie Aina, I watch, okay, well, Cynthia's got normal to oily, I think. And I mean, I'm not saying I don't watch YouTubers with who have dry skin, but I'm just saying that when wanting to know what foundation works for you, I think it's very important to know your skin type and watch people who have the same skin type as you to kind of see what their routine is and how they make certain foundations work for them. I remember there was a time everybody was going on about the Revlon Color Stay foundation, and that foundation just did not do it for me. And I'm not saying that Revlon Color Stay foundation is a bad foundation, but for my skin and my skin type, I don't think there was, you know, my skin and that foundation were just not friends. So know your skin type, love your skin, know your skin, and yeah, you'll know what works for you. Number 2 is, what coverage are you looking for? So coverage refers to basically how much you want to be covered. Because yeah, that was a very bad explanation, but yeah, some people wear foundation for different reasons. So some people wear foundations, some people have nice skin and they just want like an extra layer of coverage, and those would be people looking for light to medium coverage. So if that's you, look for foundation that's more light and on the medium side. And some people are trying to cover up marks or whatever, acne scarring, and some people aren't feeling great about their skin, then you go for a more full coverage foundation. And also guys, there's pros and cons with that as well. I have found that more full coverage foundations feel heavy on the skin. So make sure that when you're looking for a foundation and you're not trying to feel heavy, look for a foundation that is full coverage but lightweight. That's very important, because sometimes when going for full coverage foundation, you get, well, I don't want to say a heavyweight foundation, I don't even think it's called a heavyweight foundation, but you get a foundation that feels heavy on the skin. So watch out for that. Make sure that when you're going for more full coverage, make sure if you don't want that heavy feeling, go for a lightweight foundation. And then number 3 is get a correct shade. Okay, wow, I suffer from this, and I'm sure if you watch my videos you will see that hey, I am so bad with shade matching, and I'm working on it. But the thing, what I like about myself, no, the thing is, I may use a foundation that's dark for me or a foundation that's light for me, but I really do correct it when I highlight and contour. So if you know that you don't highlight or you don't contour, babes, get the right foundation shade. Hey, siyazibona izinto. Somebody will be like maybe my skin tone and get like Mihlali N's skin shade foundation. Like, what are you doing? What's your plan? You know, what's your plan? It is so important to get the right shade of foundation, because sometimes you'll think a foundation isn't working for you. Kanti babes, you look bad because you do not have the right shade. So get the correct shade. Also, don't listen to, okay, I can even try and give you tips on how to find the correct shade, even though I don't use these tips myself because I never have the right shade. But as I said, I do correct those things when I highlight and I contour. The biggest mistake that people make is watching a YouTube video and looking at me and saying, ooh, I think I'm the same skin tone as Debuho, then going to get the foundation shade that I spoke about. That's not how it works, guys. I'm in a room, the lighting is different, the camera may be playing games, you know. Some people, when they look at me, they're like, oh my gosh, you're actually much lighter in real life. Some people are like, oh my gosh, you're actually much darker in real life. Like, you can't like look at someone and think that person is definitely my shade. It really does not work like that. What you need to do is you need to go to the shop, and before you buy a foundation, like match it against your neck. That way, you know, your neck and your face correspond. Okay, they need to correlate. There needs to be a relationship. There needs to be a correlation between your face and your neck. That's where most girls get it wrong. And never ever try out foundation on your hand. Don't do that. As you can see, the hand and the face are sometimes totally different. So never try on foundation on your hand. Yeah, always try it out on your face, like on the side of your face, close to your neck, so that you can see if like there's a, you know, that your neck will match with your face when you have that foundation on. Also, when guys, I feel like this is a video about picking the right foundation shade, because I'm gonna date. Also, when picking the right foundation shade, right, some foundations oxidize, some foundations get lighter. So what you need to do is try on a foundation, go outside, see how it sits in the sun, see how it sits at the end of the day. Buying a foundation literally isn't like a one-day thing. You need to honestly try on the foundation for a while, see how it sits on you. And by oxidize, I mean it gets darker. Some foundations get lighter. So when you put it on, it will be a certain shade, and then as soon as you go outside and live your best life, you look like somebody else or you look like something else, because it's just not your shade. Okay, so be very patient when choosing a foundation shade. So number 4 is know what primer to use with your foundation. Okay, so this is what I was going to say earlier on. I have different types of foundations. I have oily skin, so sometimes I will have an oily foundation, and then I know that I must use a mattifying primer to sort of calm the foundation down and to keep it long lasting. So guys, I cannot overemphasize the power of primer. I remember I never used to understand what primer was. I never used to even see it as a thing up until I started wearing makeup a lot, right? And somebody was like, just try a primer. It's amazing what a primer can do, and I can always tell when I haven't worn a primer. Primers can be both moisturizing and mattifying. So once you know what sort of foundation you're using and what sort of skin type you have, then you can choose your primer according to that. As I said, sometimes as an oily girl, I will go for a luminous or whatever, illuminating foundation, a glowy foundation, a dewy foundation, and I know I have oily skin, then I know that the primer that I use has to be a heavy duty mattifying primer. Okay, and then I know that once I put on my primer, once I put on my foundation, your girl can flourish. Also, please let me know if you guys want me to do an updated foundation routine for oily skin, because since I started doing makeup, I remember I did a foundation routine or whatever. My routine has since changed because now I understand that I'm an oily girl and, you know, I can't be doing things the same way. So let me know if you have oily skin and you want to know what I do to keep my foundation in place. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk to you about the different foundations that I have really been loving. I have top 6 foundations that I'm going to talk, no actually top 5, yeah, top 5 foundations that I'm going to talk about. 2 drugstore, 3 high-end. These are the foundations that I really love, and I'm going to tell you why. So I'm going to start off with the drugstore foundations, and the first one that I'm going to talk about is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation. Yeah, and I am in the shade 350. So I do have a review on this foundation on my channel. I think I should call that more of a first impressions video, because I feel differently now, you know. I remember when it first came out, I tried it on and I was just like, what is the hype about, except the fact that it's 100 rand. But now, like, this foundation and I are inseparable. I swear I wear this foundation every day, and here's why. The fact that it's matte and poreless works a plus for me because I have oily skin, but also this foundation is so lightweight, guys, and the coverage is buildable. So, you know, on days where I'm not feeling like a beat look or whatever, I just quickly run to my Fit Me foundation. And even on days where I am feeling like a beat look, I still run to my Fit Me foundation, and it's actually almost empty, and I know that I can build up the coverage. But what's most important is that halfway through the day, singing over that day, you know, I'm not feeling oily and I'm not heavy. Like, your foundation, guys, sometimes you know, after a while it just gets heavy on your skin, and this foundation, guys, is not heavy at all. It's super lightweight. So I really like this foundation. I really like the formula. Yes, Maybelline, you guys are doing the thing. The second Drugstore foundation I'm going to talk about, sorry, is the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD High Definition, okay, long wear illuminating foundation, and I am in the shade Warm Caramel. This foundation, guys, is very powerful. Firstly, okay, so when I'm looking for full coverage, okay, I'm looking for full coverage, I know I want to look beat to the quads, I use this foundation because of the coverage. This foundation looks great in pictures, and I think it's because of the HD quality or whatever. It looks amazing in pictures. So when I know that I want to look beat and I know I want to take like the best pictures, I use this LA Girl Pro Coverage HD yeah, whatever, it's got a long name. I use this foundation, but the downside of this is because I'm an oily girl, this is an illuminating foundation, so it's very dewy, and dewy is an oily girl's biggest enemy, okay? They're not friends. They are not, like, my skin and this foundation are not friends. But on days where I do wear this foundation, you know, I know that I have to use my most powerful mattifying primer. I have to set my primer with powder before I put the foundation on. I have to set with powder after. I have to set the powder with powder, you know, powder on powder, powder, because I know that if I don't do that, like this foundation and I, and this foundation, a downside to this foundation is it's so heavy on the, like, yasinda, like in klalala. It's a very heavy foundation, but you know what, it gets the job done when I want to look good and I want to look beat, and I ain't trying to smile with nobody because I am beat to the quads. This is the foundation that I go for. The third one, which I don't have with me right now, so okay, so there are 6 foundations. The third Drugstore foundation that I really love, and I do have a review, a first impressions review on it. I still feel the same way. It's just that there was a clash. See what I was telling you guys about the undertones? There was a clash of undertones. My undertone was not going with the shade that I bought, so I haven't been able to replace that foundation. That is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. I do have a review on it. I still love that foundation. I remember when I first tried it on, and I put it on a few days after that. It's long wearing, it's mattifying. The finish of that foundation, how work, guys. It is a very powerful foundation. You know, even before you highlight and you contour, you look at yourself and you're like, babe. So I know I'm gonna have to go back and get that foundation, but not now. I'm still trying other things. I'm still trying other things. I actually want to try the Sorbet foundation. Let me know if that is a review you guys would be interested in seeing. And yeah, that's it for the Drugstore foundations. I'm moving on to the high-end foundations. Okay, so the first one on my list is this baby over here. Okay, this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup. I lost this baby for a good month. She was nowhere to be found. I was not dealing, I was not understanding. Then I found her in my mom's cupboard, and you know, we're reunited, we're back, bestie's back, bestie's back, you know what I'm saying? I really love this foundation. This foundation retails for, oh, I'm in the shade Rich Caramel. Wow, I love it. I don't think there's anything else I can really say about this foundation except the fact that I love it. Okay, it's the coverage that you need. It's full coverage, guys. This foundation is long wearing. Okay, when I know that I will be gone for a while and I don't want to be touching up, this foundation is what I go for because of the full coverageness. Okay, also it doesn't transfer. Okay, so when you're giving people hugs or whatever, it's not going to sala on brother's shirt. Okay, it's not going to do that. This foundation behaves. It behaves. So I really love this foundation. It's long wearing. What more do you want? It's long wearing, full coverage. Sometimes inobungsinda nayo, but, and I think it's mattifying. I think it is a mattifying foundation. I never feel extra oily when I have this foundation on, but also it's about 600 rand for a 30 milliliter bottle, we might need to discuss that, Estee Lauder. We might need to talk, because I think it's small for 600 rand, but I really love this foundation. It's my go-to foundation. Yes. My second favorite high-end foundation is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. I love this foundation so much, and I'm in the shade NC47. Whoa, this foundation banganbam. I really love this foundation. I love it because number one, the coverage is amazing. Number two, it has an SPF of 15, so you know that your girl's protected. You know that, you know, when I lay protection from the sun's rays or whatever, your girl's gonna be safe. It's long wearing, guys. Actually, I wear this foundation when I'm going on a night out, when I know, hooray, okay, we're going out tonight, you know, it's gonna be long, and I don't want to sweat like out of control. I try my MAC, my MAC Studio Fix Fluid. This is a very, I usually call it my heavy duty foundation. Like, if I know that I need a foundation that is going to be strong and stay in place, I usually go for the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. I'm a fan of this foundation, and I don't use it a lot because I use it for like special occasions. I really love this foundation. And then my final favorite, like absolute favorite foundation, high-end foundation, this is the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. This is she. And unfortunately, it is by Tengisi in South Africa. It's not like available in South Africa. My aunt got it from me when she got it for me, sorry, when she was in the UK. And literally, thanks auntie, if you're watching, you saved my life. That is the foundation that I have on today. I am such a fan of this foundation. First of all, it blends so seamlessly and so quickly. Like, when I'm in a rush and I want a foundation, like I just want to blend in, whether it be brush, whether it be beauty blender, this is the foundation that I go for. It's long, guys, all day luminous. Okay, here's another problem. It's luminous. So basically, for my oily skin, you know, there's a bit of a clash there. But once I have on my primer and I have on my powder, I know that I'm going to love this foundation. I really love this foundation, and it's almost finished, and I'm asking myself, what am I going to do? When am I going to get this foundation again? Because it's a beautiful foundation, and I think it retails for, I think it's a bit cheaper than, yeah, it's a bit cheaper than the Estee Lauder foundation. So guys, if you can, I don't know if there are any South African people who sell NARS, but if you can get your hands on NARS, like, check out the website. It's a powerful foundation. I will be getting this foundation again, angazinini, you know, I don't know when, but I'm going to be getting this foundation again. I really like, I'm in love with this foundation. It's a 10 out of 10 for me, this foundation. I do not have any problems with this foundation. Anyway, I've been talking for the longest time. I'm so tired, and yeah, I hope this video was good. I hope it helped you out in some way, and I hope you guys could still understand. I hope you guys could still understand me despite my, you know, disgusting English. That language never loved us, guys. It really didn't. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you guys so much, and thank you. Bye. Till the next one. Bye, guys.